It's gonna be a long weekend.
Another one just like the last. Lately my life's been kinda hazy, 2 steps over the line. Thoughts in my mind have gone kinda crazy, or maybe I'm doing just fine.
Welcome to Season 3 of Just the Beer Talking, a New Brunswick craft beer appreciation podcast. I'm your host, Shawn Corey.
It's gonna be a long weekend, another one just like the last. Yeah, it's gonna be a long weekend, trying to get rid of my past.
Oh boy! Well, welcome to a new episode of Just the Beer Talking. I am your host, Shawn Corey. Now, I'm on the North Shore of New Brunswick right now, specifically in Black Point, which is kind of down the road from Charlotte and Dalhousie. So that's where I am. We're visiting my mother-in-law, who is graciously hosting us. And the reason I'm doing an episode from up here by myself is that I wasn't planning on doing an episode. And I'm up on the North Shore, so a little difficult for my compadres to join me. The occasion for doing this special episode is that yesterday I spent the afternoon at a fairly new brewery in New Brunswick. It's called Heron Bay Brewing, and it is in Dalhousie. And I just had a great time, wonderful afternoon. If you've not been there, the brewers and proprietors, if you like, are Steve and Robin, and they are just delightful. And the beer is very good. The beer is excellent, and Steve is very passionate about creating a good product, and he's done a great job. The beer is really good. And so we were talking for better part of the afternoon, and we were talking about St. Andrew's Brewing, and which is where I live, and speaking of the brewer there, Ian Covey, and very kindly, Steve and Robin wanted to send a gift. They wanted to send some beer to St. Andrew's Brewing. So they asked me, and they said, well, so when are you leaving? And I said, well, Tuesday. This is Monday, Tuesday. And they said, oh, okay, that's good. We'll give you 2 growlers, and you could take them to St. Andrew's Brewing and share them with Ian, and probably end up sharing them with others too, Chris Edward Hawkins and etc. And but what I hadn't thought of is that it's March break, and I'm not returning to St. Andrews until later, much later, many days later. So the beer, won't stay fresh that long in a growler, really. I mean, you could still drink it, but fresh beer is one of the best things about craft breweries. And so I was like, oh, I messaged Ian, and Ian, anyway, is in New Zealand on, I'm thinking he's on holiday. I don't know. I'm seeing pictures of all kinds of scenery from New Zealand. Ian and Jacqueline have been there for a little while. I don't know how long, and they're not back home yet. So, regrettably, but not like, it's not that big a regret. Regrettably, it looks like I'm going to have to drink this by myself. So, and they put a lovely little card on here, and it says, from Robin and Steve, March 2nd. And I have 2 of these because they're just very nice and generous people. And I love their logo. If you're listening to the audio version of this, you can't see it, of course, but it's really nice. I really like it. It's very, very cool. And really nice to have a brewery in Dalhousie. And given that my mother-in-law lives only about 20 minutes from Dalhousie, Heron Bay Brewing might very well become my home away from home. So I thought to honor the gift that Steve and Robin gave, with the intention of me bringing the beer to Ian, I've decided I'll just drink it on my own and I'll report back to Ian. So we're going to do a podcast about Heron Bay Brewing. Let's do it. All right. We'll start by opening the beer. And this beer is called Ebb Tide, and it's a best bitter, 4.7% ABV. And I believe Steve has, he may have been born in England or he may have grown up there. I forget the details. Sorry, Steve, I'm not a big details guy, but I'm pretty sure he's from England, so he knows a thing or two about bitters. And now I tried this yesterday at the brewery, so I have had it before, and for that reason, I'm very excited to have it here with me again, because it's terrific. So there it is. And again, if you're listening on audio, you can't see it, but we've got kind of a, oh gosh, I'm not very good with the color descriptions. Actually, I mean, given that we all apparently see colors differently, I don't know, this is an ongoing debate I have with my wife, and she'll say, well, that's like blue. And I'll say, no, that's green. She's like, no, it's blue. I'm like, no, I'm looking right at it. It's green. Like my hat, green, But I think, not that I know what I'm talking about, I certainly don't, but I think everybody sees colors differently. But this is kind of a copper colored, I think you could say. Sort of like the color of pennies. And on the nose, so best bitters, I mean, there's a range, like with any style, there's a range within it. But this is, I mean, again, not that I'm an expert, but I would regard this as pretty like traditional bitter. In fact, there was a fellow at the brewery yesterday. I believe his name was Anthony, and I think it was Anthony who was saying this, that in England, this is the beer that would be very commonly on tap. He said it really reminded him of England. So on the nose, it's like, it's bready, bready and kind of like biscuity, kind of a toasted cracker or biscuit or Yowza. Oh, Heron Bay, that's super good. This is like really, really nice beer, man. Oh, you know that feeling when you drink a great beer. It's a good feeling. So, Heron Bay Brewing is pretty much right in the heart of Dalhousie. If you don't know where Dalhousie is, where you been? It's on the North Shore of New Brunswick. And my wife grew up on the North Shore, so we've been up here quite a bit. It's beautiful up here. A little quieter, you know, probably on account of less people. And so the brewery is not hard to find. I can't say I know the address, but I know how to get there. So if you need a drive, let me know. It's right in the heart of Dalhousie, and it's a lovely, really nice little tap room. The hospitality is off the charts in the place, and as I say, the beer is very seriously good. It's really nice beer. I love that, how, you know, you could have a great brewery start up in a small town, and it can really become a community hub. And we were talking about that yesterday, all the folks at the brewery. So very happy for them, and I'm happy for me that they've moved in there. And I think Steve and Robin came from, I think they came from Ontario. So, as you would, you know, you move from Ontario and you set up camp in Dalhousie. Why not? And actually now, just down the road from the brewery, you have this incredible restaurant. They just built a new restaurant. They started it in their home a year or two ago. It used to be called Artelier Gourmand. Now it's called Le North End. And it's wood-fired pizza and homemade, like a house-made pasta, fresh pasta. Oh, man, that's what I had last night. We had that for supper. And so that with this Heron Bay beer, life is getting good on the North Shore. Salute. Okay, so usually with the podcast, we would hear from others like Michael Head, little Michael Head. He's the bald one, in case you mix us up. And Simon Chiswell, who is a renowned nuclear physicist. I've been told, or I kind of made it up in my head, I guess. So it may or may not be true. Nonetheless, he's a pretty cool fellow. And they, you know, given that it's probably about a 5-hour drive for them to get up here, I thought I should still seek to get, I mean, given that they're not here, I should still seek to get their opinion on the beer. So I'm sure they'll have insights. So first we go to little Michael Head. Take it away, Mike. What do you think of the beer?
Oh boy.
That was Michael Head with valuable insights. Thank you, Michael. I think that's one of the best contributions you've made to the podcast so far. So well done. I think you're getting better. And now let's go over to our friend Simon Chiswell from Hampton Brewing for his take on this delicious bitter from Heron Bay Brewing. Take it away, Simon. Simon says, thank you, Simon. Also, very well said. I would share your opinion if you had stated one. All right, well, thanks to Michael and Simon. Thanks to my mother-in-law, Linda, for hosting. And a big fat thanks to Heron Bay Brewing and their delicious best bitter. Now, this will be a two-parter. probably join them together. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go put this growler in a snowbank to keep it cold. And I'm going to get the other one. Because there is another one. Hope springs eternal, friends. All right, so please stand by. Oh boy, and welcome back to Just the Beer Talking, our special on Heron Bay Brewing in Dalhousie, New Brunswick. I'm Shawn Corey. Okay, so the second one that we have from them, again intended to be a gift to St. Andrews Brewing, and it won't get there. I'll bring the empty container and show them. But this one is a dark mild at 3%. 3%, wow. And from Steve and Robin, you can see. So, they're so nice. And this beer is called Simpler Times. So we're here in March 2025. Anybody wishing for simpler times? Is everybody wishing for simpler times? I am wishing for simpler times. So I really appreciate Heron Bay for doing this. We're going to open it up and try it. Now this, I had this yesterday as well. I love a good dark mild, and you know they tend to be low ABV, between like 3 and 3.5%, give or take. And the nice thing about them though is they're dark, given the name, and full of flavor, but low ABV. So, you know, it's the kind of beer, it could be like an everyday kind of beer, right? Like a sort of a, just something you can have to enjoy the beautiful flavor, but still go about your day. You know, so technically not non-alcoholic beer, which I think we'll do an episode soon on non-alcoholic beer options. But so this isn't quite there, but it is very low ABV, and so very sessionable, approachable, fun, easygoing, and delicious. So you can see those folks watching the video, folks on the audio only, you can't see it, but we've got kind of a nutty brown, kind of a, well, I guess nuts aren't really brown, but maybe that's, I'm thinking of that because I recall there being a variety, nut brown ale, but I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, it's dark. It's dark brown, not impenetrable. Like you can see through it a little bit. You can see the light through it, but it is a dark beer, and this one doesn't have much aroma, right? It's not real strong aroma. It has a very, very mild aroma, I guess, given the name, mild. It's a mild, and we'll try it. Let's give it a go. Yum. Oh, I love dark milds. And this is a good one. This is a really good one. Yeah, it's got that nice malty flavor. It's got some little backdoor sweetness to it. when I was trying it yesterday, I was telling Steve and Robin that for some reason I pick up like a jam, like jam on bread kind of thing. I don't know why. It's just kind of something that I feel when I drink the beer. And Steve said that that's not altogether surprising to him because the yeast that he used, and I can't remember what kind he said, but he said that would bring forth kind of that berry or summer fruit kind of thing. Maybe, I think he talked about peach, sort of a hint of peach. So I suppose maybe that's what I'm picking up. I'm not really sure, but either way, it's delicious, man. Oh, it's just so drinkable. It's a beautiful beer. Yeah, very nice. I love that. See, I drink that all the time. It reminds me of another British mild that I really like, which is from Tatamagouche Brewing. They're in Nova Scotia, and they have a dark mild called Darling. I can't remember the ABV on that, but it's within the range. I think it's like 3.4% or something. But you know, we think of light beers as, I mean, sometimes some of us can think of light beers as like sort of tasteless, like a tasteless commercial product, or relatively tasteless, very, very straw colored, very light, and full of carbonation. And that's not what this is about at all. This is, I would think of this as like a light beer for beer lovers. You know, if you really love the taste of beer and all the different flavors, but you want something more sessionable, this is a great option. It's just fantastic. Simpler Times. I like the name. I like all the names of their beers. Very good. Okay, well, let's, as I continue to sample, let's go one more time to our co-hosts. Let's start this time with renowned nuclear scientist Simon Chiswell. Simon, how do you like the beer?
Oh boy.
Oh, great. I'm glad you like it. Well said. You're a man of few words. That's very succinct, Simon. I can't find much to disagree with there. Let's go over to little Michael Head, see what he has to say. Michael, what do you think of Simpler Times Dark Mild from Heron Bay Brewing? Man, you're practically Hemingway, Michael, with your succinct description of the beer. Thank you for your contribution, and you will be recompensated. You'll be paid a fair wage for the merits of your contribution. So, the check's in the mail, Michael. All right. So, reporting from the North Shore of New Brunswick and Heron Bay Brewing in Dalhousie. This is Shawn Corey, and this is Shawn Corey music and just the beer talking. Salute!
It's gonna be a long weekend. Try to
Hey, thanks for having a beer with us. Our theme song, Long Weekend, is written by Shawn and performed by Tuckersfield. Stay hoppy